Everything you want in life, I believe, is right outside your comfort zone.
Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Sunday Night Live.
I'm writing this book to be your motivator for the day. I'm telling you that you can get out of that comfort zone. If you are hurting, it's a perfect time. If you are angry or upset with your current situation, then it's a perfect time to make a change. Have you ever heard of being at the right place at the right time? This is it. Start dreaming again. Start seeing yourself in that new car, that new home, or that new business. Maybe you just want to start back traveling again. Do it. Let me be the person who just nudges you right on into your destiny. I feel obligated to help. I want to help. It's my way of giving back.
There's definitely a switch inside each and every one of us.
Yeah.
So, like, think about the walls here.
Yeah.
Even when the lights are off, there's electricity in these walls. Even during your worst moments, there is vitality ripping through your veins. There is an electrical life force within you. And life can turn that switch off, but it's still there.
What makes a lion a lion? I'm looking because if I can find out what makes a lion, I can help you turn that switch on. Because we all have it. That switch is in all of us. It's in a high school dropout. That switch is in someone who was homeless and ate out of trash. That switch exists in all of us. And I knew if I could turn the switch on, and if I could teach you how to turn that switch on.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Sunday Night Live with author Eric Johnson. That's me. And we're going to get started here in just a second. Got a great show for y'all tonight. What y'all eat today? Y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know what you had. I haven't eaten yet. Trying to do a one meal a day thing today. Shout out to my wife, Jackie, my kids, RJ, Booby, Kyra, Bubba, Misi, and the baby Puka. Can't forget the grandbaby. Y'all drop down. Let me know what you had. We didn't have a show on last week. And actually tonight, this is going to be the last episode of season 2. Y'all give it up for that. Last episode of season 2. Take a little break, refresh, come back much stronger for season 3. And just, trying to make a difference, y'all. How y'all feeling, man? Y'all drop down, say what up. I know the BET Awards coming on, so it's going to be brief. But I do have some information that I want to drop on you tonight that I have done a lot of extensive research on. And to be totally transparent, I had no idea what this phrase even meant. Tonight, we're going to be talking about food deserts. Food desert, not dessert. Shout out to my mom and dad, Carl and Darlene Johnson. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for always showing so much love and support. I definitely appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, man, everybody that tunes in. Even if you're busy, you don't catch it while it's live, but you check out the replay, you share it, you like it. Thank y'all so much for, just showing love to the channel, showing love to Sunday Night Live. And one thing that I'm confident of is we are going to make a difference. I was just talking to a buddy of mine that, I still believe in change. I still have faith that things can change. Some people lost hope along the way. Some people believe like this ain't going to never change. but I honestly, in the pit of my stomach, in my core, I believe that things can change. Now, I will admit it may be marginally, maybe fractionally, maybe small, but that's good to me. Any change is change. So tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking about food deserts. We're going to be talking about food deserts right here in town in Dallas, Texas. If you're looking at the podcast or looking at the live broadcast anywhere else, any other state, it's happening in your state as well. But here in Dallas, the city of Dallas estimates that approximately 450,000 people live in a so-called food desert, where grocery stores, farmers markets, and healthy food providers are often further away than need be, further than you can walk. They use a 1 mile radius as determining, but what I've realized just personally, y'all, this thing stretches farther than a mile, especially in what they call South Dallas, but it's actually South Dallas, a little bit of East Dallas, Oak Cliff. Those areas are, I believe, hit real hard with this. Food deserts are places where people, they don't have access to healthy food options within a 5 mile radius of their home. Grocers actually often say that high crime statistics, low income, and a lack of other stores keep them from coming into those areas. According to the USDA, food deserts are places where people have limited access to healthy and affordable food. Are we kind of seeing a trend right quick where if you're in a food desert, you don't have access to a lot of healthy and nutritional food? You don't have access to that. I've been using as my subtitle all week, have you ever seen a Whole Foods in the hood? How come there's no Whole Foods on Lancaster and Ledbetter? On Hampton and Ledbetter, on Wheatland and Polk. How come there's no source for our people to receive healthy food? Besides limited supermarkets and large grocers, the areas that I'm talking about, like I just said, they lack the availability of adequate public transportation. A lot of the sources of healthy and nutritional food are outside of that particular area. So people that live in Oak Cliff, they may be traveling to Duncanville to go to Costco. But I don't believe there's a bus that runs by Costco. So you follow me? So what I've learned is that a lot of people are turning to the corner store as their source of food. Whoa. The corner store, the dollar store becomes a source of food for people that live in areas that are deemed pockets of poverty. But it's what the USDA defines as a food desert. So what are you saying, Eric? Back this up. I'm saying that there's folks in Dallas that don't have access to just regular groceries with produce, with vegetables and fruits, fresh breads, delis. If you go to Waxahachie and you go to Walmart in Waxahachie, oh man, it's real nice. You got all types of stuff happening there as far as coffee shops and fresh deli, that type of vibe. But if you go to Walmart near 35 in Ledbetter, first of all, they closed the one down on Wheatland. Wow. They closed when have y'all known Walmart to shut down? But they closed the one down on Wheatland. And so now you have a Walmart on 35 and Ledbetter, but it doesn't look like the one in Waxahachie. That's my point. South Dallas food deserts are easy to discern. There's about 12,000 people in what we call South Dallas. 60% of those people, y'all, earn less than $35,000, where the average here in the DFW is about $96,000. So that's an income issue. In the places that don't have nutritional, healthy food options in the form of grocery stores, supermarkets, those people make about $35,000, where the average in the city is about $96,000. In South Dallas, y'all remember back in the 40s, South Dallas was classified as a middle to affluent neighborhood. But after World War II, the neighborhood began to change. Growth pushed north. Many households relocated, and they created new neighborhoods. Y'all know about suburbanization, folks going a little bit further north, creating places like Highland Park, going a little bit further south, dropping off in a place called DeSoto, where I went to school for a long time, and it was predominantly white. Well, for South Dallas, guess what happened? They put I-30 right directly through South Dallas. Whoa. They also put I-45 right directly down through South Dallas. And then you have the Trinity Corridor to the east and the west. So are y'all starting to feel me? It's like an 11-mile radius, but it's blocked by all of this infrastructure. And then no one will come to those particular parts of town. Well, you might say, well, Eric, there's a big grocery store, 14,000 feet, right there. It used to be the old Menyers on Martin Luther King. That's only one store. If you go on a little bit further in Dallas and you start passing, streets like Walnut Hills, start passing streets like Forest and go on up, it's a grocery store all around. You got Sprouts, Whole Food. You got so many places that you can get healthy food. So the reason I wanted to do a live, I know this may be boring to some people, but I don't live in Oak Cliff, but I have a lot of family in Oak Cliff. I don't live in South Dallas, but I was raised up part-time in South Dallas, right there at my grandmother's house. And so as I started working in the community and I started building homes in those areas, me and my wife realized that there is a lack of quality grocery stores in the hood or in the South, the Southern Dallas, whatever you want to call it, there's an issue. So check this out. When I looked it up, they have a whole term for it. Let me be honest. I was oblivious. I had no idea that there's a such thing as a food desert, lack of. Well, the opposite of a food desert is a food oasis, which is what I'm speaking of in other pockets of Dallas. See, here's what's weird to me is that the city of Dallas has continued to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. But what's weird is that Southern Dallas didn't grow with the other parts of Dallas. And it's just weird that I saw a story on the news when I was doing some research where a lady said it took her 3 hours on the bus to go to the grocery store. She also said that if she doesn't feel like it, she just tries to do her best for dinner from the dollar store. Well, yesterday we were in the dollar store, me and my old lady, and so I noticed they took out the whole back wall and they're installing freezers and refrigerators in the dollar store. Well, there's an issue of pricing there. There's an issue of no produce at the dollar store. I understand folks are doing the best they can. And I would like to salute Councilman Casey Thomas. Everywhere I looked concerning this issue, that brother have been fighting for us to receive grocery store, not only grocery stores, but all type of multi-use property. And they did just approve a $31 million deal that's going to bring infrastructure right over there by the University of North Texas near Houston School Road. If y'all know where that is, they just passed $31 million deal that's going to bring mixed-use property, more stores, retail, more living to that area. Shouts out to the city of Dallas. But I do want to applaud the brother Casey Thomas, Councilman Casey Thomas, for being in basically every piece of research that I did. I kept seeing his name. I kept seeing 4 Oak Cliff. I kept seeing Feed Oak Cliff. I kept seeing Bunton Farms. And so those particular names, they kept popping out. And so one more time, let me recap. We have an issue on the south side of town, y'all. South of I-30, there isn't a lot of fresh produce that's available in low-income areas. The grocers are saying, well, we only make a 1% to 2% margin on sales, so it's a little tight. I do understand that. And so something tells me they probably closed down the Walmart on Wheatland due to profit loss. Didn't make any money, so therefore we had to close down. It just doesn't make sense. If the margins are so tight, then I get that. I get the fact that you can't expect for someone to come into the south side of town and margins are so slim that it's crazy. Like, I mean, $50,000 a week type crazy in order for it to make sense. I get that. Well, I did a little more research to realize that the city of Dallas did give a subsidy to a grocer in the south side of town, Highland Hills. I think it was $2.9 million, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. People in that area, when I looked up grocery stores, 75241, I got a lot of family down there in Highland Hills, you know, and so one of the grocers is 2 corner stores. That's not a grocery store. And I started thinking about elderly people and how their diet is set up and how they have needs. But guess what else I figured out, y'all? In those areas deemed pockets of poverty, deemed food deserts, heart disease, super high, diabetes, stroke, blood pressure. It's so high, y'all, because we don't have access to healthier options. Guess what's in the hood? McDonald's, Burger King, taco this, taco that, chicken this, chicken that. That's in the hood. You got a lot of fast food options. That's why this thing is called a desert, because what's fresh, what's nutritional, what's valuable to our generation, from the elders down all the way to the infants, is access. To kind of compare this, y'all, it's like when SOC won state, the first thing I thought about was, well, they said if they had better resources, then they can give better results. Whoa. Better resources, better results. We can't get any grocers to come down and put stores in our community, what they call the hood. And that's, to me, like a problem. Shout out again to the brother Casey Thomas, doing an amazing work. A lot of other people that I kept seeing their name over and over. And 4 Oak Cliff, you know, shout out to my cousin Taylor over there, making a difference. I just feel, y'all, that we have to start small. Kind of like, you know, I told my partner before I jumped on the live, man, I still believe that if we just start small, that this problem can change. Let me tell you one thing I believe that can change this particular problem. Those that have the ability, start growing your own food. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people. We're not educated in that area, me included. I'm from the city. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know something called the agriculture of God, that if you put it in the ground, a seed that you can plant, I think it say 1 plant, 1 water, and God bring the increase. So I believe that if one of us get a garden and you tell your friend girl and you tell your partner and you tell your other neighbor, hey man, I got a little garden going, man. Don't you know I got my own peppers coming up this year? I got some potatoes coming up this year. We've gotten away from how to be self-sufficient and independent. I know it sounds absurd. Why? Because this is a microwave era. It seems crazy to actually take time to plant something, to actually nourish it, and to actually bring it to harvest. When I see somebody on my social media that has a garden, man, I get excited. I don't have a garden, I will admit that, but I'm about to get one. I'm about to get my own garden. So that's solution number one. I believe that everybody that has the ability, I don't care if you're in an apartment, get you a little cup and grow you a couple bell peppers, if that's what you like. Because eventually I feel that supply and demand is going to have us in a bad way. Think about this, and I'm going to wrap this thing up early tonight. Why aren't there any Whole Foods in Oak Cliff and in South Dallas? What do you mean you have to make groceries and provide for your family from the corner store, where the prices are so exaggerated, they through the roof? It's almost predatory. Let me give you solution number two. I believe that this has to be a public and a private partnership to make sense. Let me say that again. I believe that in order for us to have more grocery stores, more supermarkets south of I-30 right here in Dallas and all over the country in America, y'all look this up when it go off, food desert. I believe that it have to be public and private. Because if it's just private, then that's too much power to the private company. You got to get the people involved. You got to get the people involved. And that's what the brother Casey Thomas, I'm going to say his name 100 more times, because when I tell you, everywhere I look, I saw him fighting. Every article I read, I saw that brother fighting. So I would say this, we have to make it both public. You got to get the folks involved in the community, and then it have to be private. So we're going to need a partnership, I believe, is one solution. So what was solution number one? It was, if you have the ability, start, get your own garden, start something, just practice, kill some cucumber plants, overwater. I don't know, learn. You'd be surprised that you really don't even have to do much. It's a plant, it's gonna grow. And you'd be surprised that, I like squash, and all of a sudden it's just, man, I got so much squash. Watch this. I had to give my neighbor some. It was too much. My neighbor just gave me some zucchini the other day. And this, facts, he just gave me some zucchini the other day. And I said, well, Mr. Whoever, what do you do with all this produce? And he said, well, I just mostly give it away. It's mostly give it away. And I think that's part of the agriculture of God too, y'all. This gonna bless you. Your garden is gonna grow, and that produce is gonna be so fruitful that you can't even eat it all. It's gonna be bigger than you. It's gonna be bigger than your family. And I believe that's where things can take a turn toward change, in the fact of you having so much, you're gonna have to bless somebody else. That's like cup runneth over to me, talk. You're going to have so many watermelons in your backyard where it's almost like, I need to start getting rid of some of these watermelons. I can't eat all these jokers. And I believe that's what we've gotten away from as a community. We don't grow our own food no more. The kids don't know how to bait a hook. They don't know how to kill a chicken like grandma did. I watched my grandma kill a chicken right in South Dallas. As a matter of fact, right by the Brown nursing home. My family on here, they know my grandmother did not play. She raised the chickens, killed them, cooked them. We ate it. And there wasn't a lot of sickness and worrying about, oh man, my mind went blank. MSG, and is it gluten-free and all this kind. Man, we ate that stuff. We were healthy, strong as an ox. We got to get back to that. We got to get back to that. Check this out. Because of high pricing and limited options, the residents south of 30 spend disproportionately less. I mean, they spend disproportionately on less nutritious basics. They're spending more on stuff that doesn't have any nutritional value. I mean, how fresh can the stuff at the corner store really be? In the bottom income, 20, 30%, they pay 14 to 16% of their total income on groceries compared to 6% of the average U.S. consumer. People in Oak Cliff, y'all, let me break that down. That's basically saying folks in Oak Cliff are paying 14 to 16% more for groceries than folks are doing around the country. The reason why is, watch this, access. They don't have access. You got to pay somebody $20 to take you to the store. They drop you off, you shop. I'm just being real right now. Somebody can relate to having to catch 2-3 buses to go to the store. 2-3 trains mixed in there and a walk. And guess what that does? It limits how much you can get. Yeah, you caught the bus to Sam's on Wheatland, but did you get 4 cases of water, some detergent? You know how Sam sells stuff big. It's limiting your access. So you pay more. But watch this, y'all. This is going to bless you. Despite all these challenges, the people in that particular area they call food desert spends $58 million on groceries a year. So there is a demand. But the big boys, they don't want to come in. You know, HEB, they did buy some land here in Dallas. Guess where it is? North Oak Cliff. We need them in South Oak Cliff, West Oak Cliff. You follow me? We need them in those areas that just don't have it. We need a partnership. So number one, get your own garden. Number two, we need a partnership that's both public and private. Because guess what the big boys are saying? Well, there's crime, there's low income. It's a lot of that, but it's a lot of people having a lot of money right in the hood. Let me say that. They have $2 and $3 and $4 and $500,000 homes, and they're in the hood, and they don't have access. Some of them have gotten a little older, can't get around as good as they used to. Who wants to drive to Cedar Hill just to get groceries, or DeSoto, or whatever? Are y'all feeling me? Number one, get your own garden if you can. Start trying to grow something on your own. Start trying to learn a little bit of how to be self-sufficient, because that'll help in this food desert. You're going to have so much stuff, you got to give it away. And that's another thing I want to touch on. The fact that we have so much food being destroyed because we don't have the proper protocol and procedures in place. Restaurants, grocery stores, all that stuff that's going bad, you know what they're doing? Putting it in a landfill. So that's number 3. Let's bring awareness that we're destroying tons and tons and tons of food. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. We're destroying tons and tons of food that ain't went bad yet. I done ate a old honey bun before, and I didn't die. Y'all done got so bougie. Guess what we're doing? Destroying food in a food desert in the city dump. To me, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. That's all I got, y'all. I wanted to bring your attention to the fact that there are some changes happening. If you look at Paul Quinn, they done turned their whole football field into a garden. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just need to hear it. Sometimes you just don't know. But if you're ever in the hood and you want to get you some fresh produce, you want to cook your grandmother, your mother, your brother, sister, some dinner, your kids, guess what? You're going to have to go pay a little bit more. Because if there's only one grocery store in your area, guess what? Prices are going to be up. Competition drive down pricing. So people that are saying, hey, you know, we do have a grocery store. We got one on, there's a Fiesta, you know, there's a Save More or whatever type store. The shelves are pretty much sparse, bare, and the stuff is high. It's expensive. So we need that farmer's market type vibe. You know, we need to be able to pull up into a place and get some fresh produce. I remember being a kid and my mom and aunties and my dad and everybody, grandmother, we would go to the farmer's market. If you're from Dallas, do y'all remember that? And I'm talking about strawberries look like baseballs. You follow me? And so that's what I think the problem is that there's been so many things taken away. Yeah, we all want it right now. Yeah, we want it all quick, fast. I like to go get me a double meat burger too sometime. But do you ever just feel like, man, I just want a home cooked meal tonight. I don't want anything fast. But if you live in the hood and resources are limited, because remember I told you 60% of the people in the hood, their average income is 35 grand. Well, the average 3-bedroom home right now is $2 grand. 1-bedroom apartment, $1,200. Gas is just under $5 a gallon. Do y'all see a squeeze going on, or am I crazy? It's a squeeze going on, but I know our people have higher numbers. We have higher numbers in areas of heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity. All these things are affecting us at an alarming rate. And you mean to tell me we don't have access to good, healthy food that would lower some of those numbers? Casey Thomas, Dallas, I salute you, brother. You've been fighting. And I don't know why in the hell we can't get some good grocery stores south of I-30 in what y'all call the hood. I call it the hood too. But man, that really ticks me off because I know folks, they can't get around like they used to. They've been through some things, man. You know, they barely making it type income. And you mean I got to pay my nephew $20 to run me to a good, decent grocery store. And then he going to drop me off. I make my shop, get my stuff. Then I got to pay him $10, $15 to run me back home. Man, that gets expensive. So the corner store looks more and more appealing. More and more appealing. Let me jump in the chat. Gerald Hines, what's up, Ken Folk? Twin. Dad, I see you, mom and dad. Shout out. Black Man Rising, the plight and struggle of Black people in America. They charge higher prices in the Black community also. Man, that is for real. That is for real. We pay more. I just was saying that. My dad said, could it be by design? See high-speed rail service from Houston and possible future canal from the Gulf. That's a great point, Dad. That light rail it ain't just on the table. It's coming. It's coming. And so if University of North Texas wasn't on the corner of Houston School Road and what street is that? Jesus. Y'all know where it is. You cannot tell me that they would have put or passed that $31 million deal they just did with the city of Dallas. They wouldn't have passed that. What's happening is a lot of white kids, a lot of Asian kids, a lot of Indian kids coming down there, going to college, and they're telling their parents, Mom and Dad, we don't even have shade at the train stations. You know, we don't even have, so let alone retail, you know, let alone something healthy, let alone a grocery store. Hopefully in that $31 million, they can squeeze out some things that'll help in that area. Great point, Dad. P. Diddy, I see you, baby. What up? What up? What up, fam? Cabo me, please, man. Huh? Tequila Sunrise. The plight and struggle of Black people in America said, I volunteered in Casey Thomas' classroom when he taught special education at Maceo. I don't really know the brother Casey Thomas, but I salute him. I don't have to know him to know he's doing a great work. And it looks like, I didn't know he was a teacher. Wow. And special ed at Maceo. Shout out to that brother. Lorenzo Gray, shout out, man. Much love. Sko said, if we don't take care of each other, we will be in trouble waiting on the government to do so. Wow. And I just got a feeling, y'all, that the government isn't going to do anything. It's a trend of, I got to get my groceries from the corner store. It's a trend of, I got to feed my family Thanksgiving and we're going to go shop at the dollar store. I couldn't even imagine that. I can't even imagine not having access to some cabbage and some greens and, y'all feel me? Some peas. You know, when you're in the dollar store, guess what? I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but I guarantee you, if you're eating out the dollar store, most of that food is unhealthy. It's full of salt, prepackaged, loaded up with a lot of stuff that just don't seem to be the healthiest. We need action. Hey, great point, Esco. Great point, man. I'm gonna drop the link. It's actually in the top of the chat. I'm gonna drop it again, so it'll be fresh. If anybody want to come up, talk with me, man. Y'all let me know. Are y'all seeing that problem? I know y'all done left the hood and now you don't even care. Man, you got to start caring. You always got to take care of the places you come from, the places that you know, the places that gave you your roots, gave you your head start. You know, when you was on training wheels, you was going up and down Ann Arbor. You follow me? You was up and down Keys. And now you out in Mansfield, you don't give a damn. Excuse my language. We got to care, y'all. We got to care. We got to get behind brothers like Casey Thomas and people that are fighting, you know, even the people like the guy with Bonton Farms, Taylor, my cousin at 4 Oak Cliff, trying to just have some fresh fruits and vegetables for people. Man, that stuff is major. Bishop Lamar Walton, God rest his soul, and my mom and dad, man, they gave away so much food. It didn't really hit home until I started doing research on this topic, realizing, man, they probably really blessed some folk with them cans of corn and them, you know what I mean, fresh bread and different things, beans, you know, that people may try to frown their nose up like, I don't want that, but man, you don't never know. It's a lot of folk hungry out here. So let me go back. I dropped the link. There it is. Go in your browser. Put that link, StreamYard.com, pop up. Like I said, this is going to be the last episode of season 2. Much love to everybody for the support. Man, y'all click the like button, share this live, subscribe. And just thank y'all so much, man. I'm just regular guy, nothing major, nothing special, but I do have a calling on my life to try to speak on some issues that's in what I would like to say, you know, my community. People that I grew up with, days that I remember being at. Y'all remember Benedetto's in the hood? My uncle had a store right there called Ben and Son. It ain't a store in that neighborhood anymore. Y'all follow me? And that's a problem because I'm thinking about the kids in that neighborhood. I ain't thinking about y'all knuckleheads. I'm thinking about the elderly right around in that neighborhood, in those neighborhoods, all the way to the south, you know, to the east, even West Dallas, you know, going back that way. We need access. We need access to healthy food so we can live longer. Y'all feel me? Hey, much love. I know the BET Awards finna come on. Thanks to everybody for showing me love. Season 2 has been phenomenal. Tonight, we talked about the food desert. Next season, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm definitely about to turn this thing up some more. I'm not gonna stop. I don't need any money. I don't need any financial help. I just need y'all support. Click that like button. Tell somebody about these topics because you never know what somebody is going through. Hey, until next season, I'm finna take me a little break this summer, y'all. Try to reset and get this thing polished up a little bit more for y'all. Until next time, till season 3, God bless you. Everything you want in life, I believe, is right outside your comfort zone.
Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Sunday Night Live.